Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another round of Blitz Event Community Euroleague. This evening, we have reigning world champions Legion versus Raid, German clan. First map up in the four is Winter Malinovka. We're on Gan's YouTube channel. He's streaming the game for us. Thank you very much, Gan. And this is Rolling Swarm here with my co-commentator Arkbird, also known as Ace.
Hello.
So kicking off, just having a look at Legion's lineup, we've got double 50Bs, Batchat, IS4, double IS7s, and a Mouse. Mouse rocking the IS7 Legionary camo. That's the camo that Legion got for winning the 2017 Twister Cup.
Yeah, as for Raid, we have two Mouses, two T62As, quite an interesting choice. I think not many clans play in tournaments. And then we have a T57 as an autoloader and two IS7s for holding positions.
Yep, and we are looking here, Legion in red, Raid in blue, both teams converging on the CB area. No one scouting A. We've got the light tank, the Batchat Whoopsie, former player from 1 and R2 Clay. He's scouting the B area. He's the closest player at the moment on the field to A base, but the action's really happening at C now.
Yeah, and it seems like Raid have gotten the Fan Blue up in the position uncontested by Legion, and he's in a really dominant position where a nice 7 can stay hold down and put suppressive fire all over C and B, and the rest are still converging over C, trying to cap it, but quite unsuccessfully for now.
Yeah, Finn Blue, wait for green, as you said, super strong positions for those guys. Hit points neck and neck at the moment, but the C cap's going to Raid, but Legion have managed to secure the A cap and the B cap. Whoopsie and the Batchat taking advantage of the open field there. And now Legion are going to let the cap points tick over and try and hold on to the lead in terms of hit points, but that's going to be quite tricky with the Raid boys up top there by the church. Well,
yeah,
mill, sorry.
And right now, it seems like Legion did take cap advantage, as the Raid did fail to protect the B with their Mouses, as it seems. Yeah, two Mouses there. And quite a really dominant position, as although the position defensively for Raid is pretty strong, right now pushing into the enemy will be quite bad trade HP-wise for Raid.
Happy Kiwi here, really locking down the B cap. He is sort of isolated, but he's in quite a strong position, but he has to be careful, make sure that the Raid players don't get too many angles of fire on him. And we can see in the mini-map, we've got the two mediums by Raid are rotating round to the western side. Interesting to see whether they're going for A or if they're going to try and flank into B.
It seems like they're not really doing that. They are probably going to send two T62As in A by themselves. And that's what Legion saw right now. Thomas is going in himself with an AMX-50B. And T57 with Sick from Raid is going in there as well.
Yeah, great response by Legion there to try and shore up that flank by A. But at the moment, it looks like it's descending into a 3 versus 1. Whoopsie and Thomas under a bit of pressure from the T62s and Sick in the T57 here.
Yeah, and it seems like the role of a T62A with a lower gun depression has played its price, as Messi did not quite get a shot on the AMX-50B from Raid. And now
Sick's gonna get clipped.
Yeah.
Sick's down.
Yeah.
It's one gun apiece at the moment. Legion still have the cap lead, but the B cap is going down to Raid.
Yeah, if Raid don't do something right now, it's pretty much game over, as it's only 90 points away from victory for Legion.
Yeah, and Toby 180 in a world of hurt right here, but Blast from Legion getting pushed up by Finblue in the IS-7. Right now from North IS-7's down. Blast looks like he's going down. Raid are pulling this back 1 kill at a time. We've got 4 guns for Raid and 3 guns for Legion, but Whoopsie's very low on hit points, but I think cap points go to Legion in the end.
Yeah, Legion has taken this round, and while everybody from Raid was really focused on A and B, they actually were not protecting C, and Legion took advantage of that, and they just sped up the process of taking the C cap and just take the point quicker.
Yeah, and the hit points were very, very close. Only 600 points different worth of damage between the two teams in the end. But Legion, really smart move, I think, getting A and B. B is notoriously difficult to reset once it's secure. And getting Whoopsie going down in the bat chat to the A cap really gave them the sort of flexibility and the pressure of the hit and the pressure of the cap points.
Yeah. Now they've taken out Comran for Stan, and then they're taking out the Satan instead of Kiwi. So a bit of a player change right there in the end.
Yeah, and we've got Benny Legion in the mouse, Blast Legion, Blast, AMX50B, family friendly Sten 268, right up from North 7, Satan mouse, double mouse strat here we might be seeing. Quite a bold call for Winter Malinoto, but that city area, it was so crucial that we saw last game. So maybe 2 mouse tanks is a great move for this map.
Yep. So right now it seems like the lineups are set. Legion are still changing up their tanks, and it seems like FinBlue is not readying up until Legion has managed to take care of their positioning and tanks. So
yeah, and we're not seeing a bat chat from RA1D here, and okay, they've got an STB and a T62A, but the mobility of those tanks just doesn't compare to like the likes of a bat chat or a Leo.
Then again, the armor at the front, especially for both tanks, is a bit more superior, with a stronger turret as well. So I cannot blame those guys. They're probably going to take them just for the sake of dishing out damage better than a bat chat, as well as generally for brawling if the situation requires.
Absolutely. It's worth noting for the viewers at home that both of these teams are winners of their group from the qualifying series for Wargaming's Professionals Tournament. So we'll be seeing both of these teams in Wargaming's Professional Tournament Series, top 8 teams from the European server. So let's get into the action. We've got RA1D in blue, Legion in red. I am expecting them to be more contesting the A cap this time round.
Yeah, and it seems like RA1D have sent 2 tanks to A, and those both are mediums, STB and T62A, while AMX50B and basically the rest of the gang are going for C and B, as in the previous battle.
And this is a really interesting move we're seeing from Legion here. They've got a heavy tank swinging round down towards the south. I'm just trying to see who that is. That's right not from north and an IS-7 going all the way deep behind A. This is very interesting. I've not seen the likes of this move before on this map.
Probably it's going to be like a flanking move or like a decoy as soon as it makes its way through A. But it seems like they've actually abandoned the bait tactic, as they might have used it with a single IS-7, and they are actually capping A right now. But they're going to still be behind the points, so B will be a crucial point on this map from now on for Legion to take.
And Legion have got, well, they've got more of the map at the moment sort of in their favor. RA1D rotated their mediums back into the blue spawn. Now Legion, although they're behind on points, I think they've got a slightly stronger position, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they manage to approach RA1D's setup here, because RA1D are hunkering down into very defensive positions.
Yeah, an unfortunate shot from the FV25B onto the AMX50B on RA1D's team, and that was some over 300 hit points they might have used in the later points, but the trending is going on little by little between both teams.
And I think RA1D have spotted the isolated IS-7 right up from north, down at the bottom. It looks like they're rotating that way, but they're not dropping down yet. But they must, well, they don't know that also the 268 family-friendly Sten is there, and this could be a really good trap being set by Legion that we're about to see come into play here.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. The IS-7 is not quite isolated, but it might seem so. But now the 268 has been spotted, and there's 4 tanks near A, so pushing that IS-7. They are pushing it, and they've put 4 tanks into this, even 5, as the AMX is going in for approach from Raid, and it just seems like it will be a takedown of the i7, and nothing that Legion can do about this at this point.
But it was Legion were able to brutally farm Raid there. Look at the number of low hit point tanks on Raid's team. The 268, he's going to be the next one. Raid have got to burn him down quickly, but he's got support. Binny, Thomas, and Satan also all pushing across from the north. They've got the uphill advantage, and they're really punishing Raid on the hit points here. 9,000 to just under 6.
Yeah, T62A is actually out of the game because he's on really low hit points on Raid's team. AMX is being pushed by the mouse, loses an unfortunate chunk of hit points, and the mediums as well as the FE25B for Raid are going down. And the AMX is not gonna be able to unload a full clip. It's now 3 versus 6, and I think this game is going for Legion as well.
Beautiful play, and I'm really surprised. I'm looking at Django versus Blast. Whoopsie doing an excellent job of shielding Blast there in the back chat. Blast on 44 hit points, and Django just couldn't get his gun to focus on the target there. And the last man standing from Raid, Toby 180 in the STB. He's down. Really excellent bait tactic by Legion, drawing Raid into the south area by A, and then trapping them in a brutal crossfire.
Yeah, like this is exactly the play we are expecting from the top clan in the world, actually, judging by the Blitz Twister Cup. And it just seems like the shielding is something that many players underestimate. And I've only seen some occasions where in some of the clans I've been in, only when the clan lead notices that someone needs to be shielded, only then he says, and then someone shields. But it's not like worked into the minds of many clans. Exactly opposite goes for Legion in the second game of Winter Malinovka.
And now, next map we're going to is Canyon. Brilliant showing by Legion there on Winter Malinovka, a really old map that has been reworked, well, quite a while ago now. So different map, very different setup. Canyon, it's all about controlling that B cap in the middle and getting an effective vision and effective rotation through either the A or the C cap. So it looks like the teams are ready.
Yeah, and now for Raid, we are seeing 3 IS-4s, 2 IS-7s, an STB-1 as a scout, and 268 as an Overwatch tank. Mind you, Raid actually needs to get at least the next 2 games to be won. Otherwise, they're effectively going to be in a world of hurt on points in the tournament itself.
Yeah,
quite a big play against Legion right now.
Yeah, and it's always a tough draw coming up against Legion, but we are seeing Whoopsie in the bat chat storming towards C, and he's got all of the heavy tanks backing up behind him. Thomas from Legion in the M60, the tier 10 premium tank there, going hull down on the B, but he's taking a big hit early on. But it looks like Legion are absolutely locking down C with the heavy tanks. Whoopsie is backing off in the bat chat, rotating away from the heavy push by Raid.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 shots realized for Blast. Kind of an unfortunate miss on the first shot, but he still dishes out good damage while Raid is pushing in. Right now they have 2 tanks on C4 Legion, and the 3 tanks are going in after them. Hopefully stay alive if they want to win this.
Well, Raid are leading hit points at the moment, and the IS-4s and IS-7s were kind of getting in each other's way, and they've got a gun advantage, or they've kind of got a gun advantage here. The Blast is doing a really good job of holding this corner, while Satan and Right Nut from North come round, and Toby 180 in the STB is down. I didn't see where that happened.
Actually, it was the maneuver of the bat chat. He was going for C, and as soon as the C has been spotted with Raid guys coming in, Whoopsie just turned around and went for B to help out Thomas. A really great play as the STB was basically isolated.
Yeah, so the cap. Both teams now ignoring the caps and focusing on the kill, but Whoopsie here, very lucky to finish off the 268. and it's now a question of who's got the best focus fire.
Yeah, and it seems like Legion is losing by a small margin, and they still have both 4 guns, and make that 3 for Legion. Thomas going down in his M60. Right now, it's gonna be a really hard game for Legion, as they are actually out of position and they're spread out, so they can be picked apart one by one as the blast goes down. So I think this game, unless Sten and Whoopsie pull out a miracle out of nowhere, this is going for raid, so it would be one.
Well, there's a lot of one-shot tanks. Thin Blue in the IS-4 behind family-friendly Sten. Well, yeah, he was definitely, with all those hit points, he was the one to beat. Now can Whoopsie clutch this? He's a one-shot, but he's up against 3 very low hit point tanks, and he's got the mobility advantage. But no.
Yeah, he was surrounded. There was no way out of this. Everybody was reloaded, so this victory goes for Raid, a good comeback from the previous 2 games where they were dominated by Legion.
And yeah, Legion clearly had excellent strats for Winter Malinovka. And now moving on to a different map, we're seeing some more aggressive gameplay from Raid. And both teams, they're very interesting to see focusing on the C-cap as the linchpin area. I'm wondering if they're going to try the same thing again. But we're switching spawns, so maybe not. But as we saw there, Thomas Legion in the M60 getting up under B, got the vision in, but it was a really big hit that he took early on. And Legion just weren't able to hold on to the hit points in that game.
So yeah, this game finally goes for Raid. I really hope they can clutch this to a tie against Legion, which would be a really a good performance. Maybe not quite enough for the points gain in the playoffs, but I really hope that Raid will find a way to somehow get the points back in the next games, that there are not many left for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. We've got 6 teams at the moment in round 2 of the Blitz-Event Community Euroleague. The top 4 are going through to the playoffs, where the number 1 seed will play the number 4 seed, and the number 2 seed will play the number 3 seed. So at the moment, we're on top of the table with 15 points. I think Legion are close behind with 9, playing Raid now and then playing Immortals. So for Legion, they're looking to rack up as many points as possible to get a better drawed opponent in the playoffs.
Yeah, and as it seems like Legion have taken some time to think over the tactics for the second game in Canyon, as they really want those points on the scoreboard coming in. And for now, they've actually taken, as it seems, almost the same setup. Thomas still in M60, Blast in the AMX50B, Whoopsie in his Batchat 25T. They have a nice 4 IS-3 and 3 IS-7s.
And Legion, 50B, Batchat IS-4, triple IS-7, and the M60 again by Thomas. And this time, both teams focusing A. So almost mirroring each other in both games here. Again, we've got Thomas in the M60 under the B cap. He's got Binny Legion in the IS-4 behind him, providing fire. But family-friendly Sten in the IS-7 getting pushed here. He's actually got himself in a bit of a tricky position. He's relatively isolated, not a lot of cover, and a lot of guns, and he's down.
Yeah, and it seems like Raid have gone heavy IS-7 load. They have 5 IS-7s, and they have still the 268 and the STB-1. Fimblo being farmed by the Binny in his IS-4, as well as 2 IS-7s right there before the push happens. Right down from going down. Kind of still equal on points, but now Legion are starting to bleed them a lot faster.
Yeah, Legion are losing hit points. Legion are, 2 guns down, and Raid have also managed to secure the A cap, knocked out Satan, or Satan, in the IS-7. But we've got quite a lot of low hit point tanks from Raid. Binny in the IS-4 is still quite healthy, but I think Blast is going down now. Thomas is down. Yeah, Blast is definitely going, and I'm going to call this one for Raid at this point.
Yeah, so it's a tie between Raid and Legion. like a really hard prediction to make at the very beginning. Yeah, this is a great victory by Raid right now, but quite hard to predict how the games are going to go, as every single day of the tournament, every single clan just tries a new way how to impress other clans and be like best them in a certain map.
Yeah, and we saw some real variety in strats here. On the Winter Malanovka, there was a lot more conservative play, establishing map control, and long distance trading. And then when we go to Canyon, both teams powering, trying to get dominance on one side of the map and meeting each other head to head. And then it really coming down to who was in the initial stronger position and who could trade and focus fire better, like the real basic tanking. So some very, very different gameplay dynamics there between the maps, but with the same teams.
Yeah, so a really great display by both teams, exactly what I was hoping for today. And I really am glad that uh, Raid actually found a way to pull at least 2 games against Legion. Um, Everybody just basically praises Legion as gods, and everybody's afraid of them. But Raid were just going in cool headed on the second set of 2 games on Canyon after a defeat on Winter Malanovka, and they did not lose the discipline and the nerve. So that was a great display by them.
And looking now at the scoreboard, Legion go from 9 points to 11 points, and Raid move from 7 points to 9 points. Legion, 1 game to play, 8 p.m. this evening versus the Immortals. And Raid, well, I can't see their next lineup, but I'm presuming that they have at least 1 game to go, also as well in the series.
If I'm not mistaken, the other set of commentators and the streamer, which you can check out on Blitzwin's community's game lineup and streamers for them. It's Argo against Raid, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not taking the like. I don't think you should take my word for it.
I've just seen the schedule now. I can confirm that in the room 2 at 8 o'clock, it's going to be Argo versus Raid.
Okay, guys. Well, soon enough, we'll have an interview with Thomas, the clan war leader of Legion. Quite a funny guy, and I cannot wait for the interview. And I suggest you come to the interview as well before the games between Legion and Immortals start.
Well, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be before or after. We'll have to check, but stay tuned.